What up, y'all? Kyle of Kyle Visuals, and today we are doing a cinematography breakdown of my latest Spec ad, the Alexa commercial. Let's do it. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and dive into this cinematography breakdown. So first and foremost, let's check out this first shot. So in this shot right here, what we did is we set up a overhead rig that is laying over top of these two beautiful individuals, my talent for the shot. And so what we did is we used a C-stand rig and then an extended pole to kind of lock within that C-stand. And then that held the camera over top. We were able to kind of get this nice, beautiful little overhead shot. Additionally, what we did is we had an aperture 120D with a softbox over top, and so that gave us a nice, clean, just soft, even lighting to really brighten up the room. And then lastly, we used some of my newer lights and just kind of used those to bounce off the ceiling, and that just gave us a little more firepower, a little more brightness, and again, just kind of brighten up the room. When shooting this Alexa Spec ad commercial, we're really going for that bright white and clean feel. Everything we shot was shot in 23.9 yada yada frames per second, aka film that cinematic look of 24. Additionally, the camera that we used was the red Scarlett W. We used that with some Dynacore battery packs, as well as the 703 bolt and a Teradek attached. So the Teradek and the 703 bolt were for me, so I could view every shot without having to necessarily be in the room or by the talent, etc. So I could just solely focus on directing. And then again, we used the Scarlett W to get those beautiful cinematic looks. So yeah, taking it further, guys, to the next shot. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this next shot here, same scene, we're just cutting to a different little cutaway, kind of giving a different look of the room, the environment, them to engaging. And so this one was really simple too, guys. We just threw the camera on the sticks. We had a Tamron 24-70 on our Scarlett W for this entire shoot. We actually did not change lenses at all. We also had a Sigma 18-35 f1.8. We just never used it. Additionally, we had macro. We had a Canon 100 macro f2.8, but again, we just did not use that lens either. The 24-70, that's just a super versatile lens, and so that was really really allowed us to capture everything we wanted to capture. And yeah, so this is just a straight-on shot here. Again, just using the aperture 120D to give us some nice, soft, even lighting, really brighten up that room, make sure we have no shadows. Again, something you'll see here with a lot of commercials, or you'll see with a lot of comedies, is very bright, vibrant, inviting. You're not going to see any harsh shadows, any harsh contrast, any desaturation. That's very common with that's very common with thrillers or drama or anything like that. But when it comes to, again, comedies or commercials, inviting pieces of content, you want everything to be really well lit, warm, inviting, and again, no harsh shadows. All right, so taking it to our next scene, the puppy scene. So what we did here is, obviously we got a puppy to kind of be there in the middle for us, and definitely was not easy to achieve getting this shot, simply because this is not a professionally trained puppy for movie shoots or anything like that. So getting him to stay in order to get the shot was quite difficult. But simply here, all we used was, again, the aperture 120D. As you can see here, it's kind of bouncing a little bit, so we bounced off the wall, and then that gave us some soft, even lighting all around here. But again, we didn't want to have too much blown out right on this puppy. We wanted it to feel natural and even. And then we just used my newer lights to go on Yanni's shadow here and Sarah's shadow. We killed those out, so there's no harsh shadows here in the shot. Everything is clean and even and looks well lit in the room. Additionally, you can't see it in this specific shot, but we actually had some really harsh lighting coming through on this shot here, sunlight coming through, and we didn't want that. And so what we did is we had someone stand outside, and they actually had a blanket, a black blanket, held that up against the window, and that was able to help us really achieve getting this shot, and again, not having any harsh lighting in there. Next shot, a continuation. So all we did here is we flip-flopped the aperture 120D, flipped it around to the other side, so we're pointing directly on them, blasting those two. I wouldn't say blasting again, it's a soft, even light, easily adjustable, and so we kind of set that up. And then what we did as well is, you can't see it over here, but off behind them is the newer light, and that's just bouncing on the back of them, just giving us a little bit around the edges, again, so we can kind of separate them from the background, really have them strong here in the foreground, separated from the background. Again, just giving us that really nice pull and tight focus. Also, we've got the house lights on, as you can see, and so this was just to keep it natural. They're in their house, obviously they're gonna have the lights on, and we wanted to use it as well so it could give a little more of a warm feeling for this shot, so it wasn't so cool. Also, we had to do quite a few takes because we were having some issues with, excuse me, that's the fire. We have issues with the lighting pole here kind of going directly into his neck. And so we're actually pretty happy and in favor with this shot, but really wanted to kind of perfect it as much as possible. And so we had to move him over quite a bit, and really adjust, how far we were having him move, whether he was fully opening his body or just turning his neck, etc., in order to really kind of get this in a clean and enjoyable shot. So that was that shot in that scene right there, pretty simple. For this scene right here, we have the 120D blasting. I hate using that word blasting because it's not, but lighting over here from the corner. So we have Yanni getting specifically lit right here, but we also have, just it overall hitting all of this room. And again, thanks to that softbox, we're able to get that really, really nice, even lighting all over into the full room. So that's all we did for this specific shot. In regards to lighting, again, the shot style, this was not on sticks. This one was actually handheld. Reason being, again, most of these shots are on sticks because it is a commercial and we're going for this simplistic, direct look. We don't want to have too much distraction with camera movements or causing too much energy. Again, it's really supposed to be focused on just capturing the environment and what's kind of going on. And so we wanted to keep that focus there. However, with that being said, this shot does have energy. As you can see, he's frantic, he's searching, and so we wanted to add that and kind of fit that energy, and so we gave it a little bit of handheld motion. You can see a little bit of movement in there, but again, this was shot at 24 frames per second, again using the 24 to 70. This was shot at about 35, so we wanted to go for a nice cinematic look, which most of the time you'll catch at 50 millimeters or above, 50, 70, 90, stuff like that. This was shot at 35, so this kind of gives us close to that film cinematic look, but it definitely still gives us a wide enough range that we can really see what's going on here in the environment, see all the details, see all the clothes on the bed, see him tossing them behind him, see his reaction, all of that stuff. So as we take it to the next shot, this was just simply switching over the aperture 120D. It gave us some really strong lighting right here. Beautiful contrast. We just had the lights lit in the back, again, just to kind of give that environment, let everyone know that everyone's home, stuff's going on in the house, really just set and fit the mood. Also, you can't see it, but over here in the corner, we have one of my newer lights set up in the corner, laying on the ground and shooting up towards Sarah's face right here. We're getting some really harsh shadows, coon eyes right here, and just some harsh shadows inside the face. And so we just blasted just a little bit of that newer light just to clean that up a little bit more, and again, just to kind of give us a little more of that soft, even toning, as you can see here. And so I think that did really well for us there. This next shot here, we're just switching back. Again, 120D directly on Yanni here. We did not have any other lights in use, and this shot again was on sticks. There's no big energy going on here, no crazy movement or motion. He's not jumping across or flying across the room or anything like that. He's stagnant, he's in his position, it's just a reaction, and so we want to let all the focus be on that. And so this shot was on sticks here, again using the 120D. This shot right here was additionally on sticks. 120D is coming from the corner over here and blasting and hitting both of these characters right here on the bed, so we're getting some nice even lighting. However, we were getting some harsh shadows right here behind them. You can still see it a little bit, and then right here on the side of Sarah and in between the arms. And so what we did is we brought the newer light right over here. We're blasting it up high, so we're not creating any shadows. If you shoot flat and even or from underneath, you're going to often create more shadows, and so if you shoot above, you're kind of that's going to be your best option and best ability to kind of really get rid of shadows. And so we had it way up here and shooting down this way and kind of helping to eliminate those shadows there. This shot right here, you know, was definitely on sticks. We wanted to get that beautiful, nice and even symmetry, got it flat, and then, you know, just having everything really aligned and perfect. And so this shot was just using these two lights here to kind of give us those warm fillers, add a little bit of warm tones to the skin, as well as just, you know, fit the room, fit the environment. And then lastly, just the 120D shooting straight at them. And as you can see, Sarah's a little more favored than Yanni, as the 120D, aperture 120D, excuse me, was sitting right over here. And so again, it's way up high, blasting down on them, and hitting mainly Sarah, as well as Yanni though. So, you know, maybe something like a 60-40 ratio, 60% hitting Sarah, 40% hitting Yanni. So this setup here, this was really hard for us to achieve. We were struggling really hard with getting harsh shadows over here. So we had the aperture 120D sitting directly in front of them, blasting this way. I'm gonna hate myself at the end of the video for using this word, blasting. But anyways, we had it directly in front of them, hitting both of them. Again, nice, soft, even lighting up the whole entire space. However, because we were shooting this way, we were getting these edged shadows coming over here. And so to help clean those up a bit is we brought a newer light over here on the side and just brought it up way up high and shot it down in this direction. Soft light, had it as about low as possible, and then actually threw a white see-through blanket over top, a bed sheet if you will. And this, again, just diffused the light so it wasn't as harsh. I don't have any softbox or anything like that, just a basic diffusion plate for these newer lights. Additionally, they're a cheaper set of lights. The bundle I got, I think, was about $150 or $160, so super cheap, super affordable lights. But you know, you get what you pay for, and so you got to do some workarounds when you're using some lights like that. So we had one newer light kind of shooting down there, kind of helping to kill those lights. And then again, because we're directly on them, we're just kind of losing a little bit in the back end of Yanni and Sarah, as well as Yanni's side here. So we had a newer light set up high over here and just shooting down this way. Again, very soft, very low. No diffusion was on that besides just the basic diffusion plate. Yeah, we had that on the side just to kill out these shadows from behind. Again, give a little ring tip there, so Yanni and Sarah being pulled from the background and they're more present in the foreground. And yeah, that was that shot right there, guys. This shot out here, pretty simple. This was done in the morning through the camera on sticks. Again, this is just a shot where we're really kind of just trying to focus on them being in their space, their environment. And so we didn't need a lot of movement. We're not trying to track them and follow them, make it really shaky footage or a smooth gimbal follow. We don't have time for that when we're trying to create a very short spec ad. So what we did is, you know, we set this one up on sticks. It was in the morning, so light was coming in very well for us. It's hard to see, but it was an overcast day. And so we were getting no harsh light or issues with shadows or sunlight or anything like that. And again, it was in the morning, so we didn't need any ND filters or anything like that at the time. So just, yeah, directly out of camera, again with 24 to 70 Tamron and the Scarlett W, Dynacore batteries. Yeah, threw it on sticks and got this shot. Pretty simple, but very enjoyable and pleasing to the eye. So this next shot here. So this was chosen not to be on sticks. This was we chose to shoot this one handheld, and again, just because this is simply a chaotic scene. So again, you know, we want to kind of match the energy of the scene with camera movement and the energy we create in camera. And so what we did is we just kind of had this shot handheld and gave a little personalized shake to it. Again, we're not making an action-packed workout video here, so we're not trying to do anything crazy or outlandish. Just trying to give it a little bit more energy, a little bit of movement, and kind of, again, just kind of fit that chaos feel a little bit. Additionally, we have the house lights on here, as you can see, these two as well as the other ones above. That's just to give a little more warmness into the kitchen, so it's not like a cold, dark death trap with this marble and, you know, stainless steel and then white walls here. We don't want it to feel like a super cool and eerie place. We want it to still feel like that warm homebody environment of their house, but obviously shit's going wrong within it. We also had the aperture 120D off camera over here shooting directly at Yanni. And so that had to be done. We couldn't shoot this way because the stainless steel. We were having issues with the lighting showing up on there, and so we had to shoot directionally at this angle, which was perfectly fine. Again, we have the softbox over top, and so that's allowing us to get nice even lighting all around. Additionally, what we did is we used smoke, one, because we needed it for the scene, for this whole burnt turkey scene, but what the smoke and haze additionally allowed us to do is to get nice and even lighting. The smoke and the haze really helps kill out shadows. It allows you to get more detail and see more in the environment, and so it's very helpful and beneficial for us in that way. Oof, one of my favorite shots from the shoot. I just really love the color, the contrast. I mean, it's just super even, nice, inviting. This was pretty simple as well. We just used the aperture 120D directly on Sarah, hitting her here. And we had this at a direct angle, no corner or sides or anything like that. This was directly facing her, and so we're getting pretty strong and even lighting all around, maybe losing a little bit with the shadow here, but that's just her coming from the corner of the bed. And so, we don't want this to seem too perfect. It is supposed to feel natural in them at home. And this was a spec ad. It was done on a budget. So you have to meet within your means and make sure that you actually get everything shot. That is the priority first and foremost. Then also we had really harsh lighting coming in through the back here. So again, we had some great PA work done by our creative director, Stephen Sheldon, sucking it up, hopping back there and holding up the blanket to kill out that light. Little mundane task. Seems stupid and dumb, but it is so key, and it really helped us really capture and get this amazing shot here. And so, yeah, that was pretty much how we did that. And again, yeah, just had the 24-70 Tamron tapped onto our Scarlet W. This shot right here, the haze wasn't supposed to be as much present as the turkey isn't directly out of the oven, but again, as you can see as I'm scrubbing through, there is definitely still some haze there. We wanted that there because it should be, one, environmental detail, but also, again, it helps us just really clean up the shadows. So we have the aperture 120D blasting in this way. Again, I hate using the word blasting. It's just shooting in this way. We're getting nice even lighting everywhere. However, because it is up above, when Yanni's looking down, we're having issues with shadows here in the eyes and underneath the hairline and the chin here. And so what we did is we brought a newer light in, and we blasted that from down below. And as you can see, it kind of helped really kill out those shadows for us. And again, I hate using the word blasted. That's incorrect. It was not blasted. It was lightly shot or lightly displaced onto Yanni there. And then lastly, we used the other newer, and we just had it slightly hitting Sarah over here again, so it felt like nice even lighting all throughout the room. And so for this shot right here, again, we have the haze, so that's helping kill out all the shadows. We had the aperture 120D coming in from the side over here inside inside Yanni's shoulder. So right here we have a newer light just hitting Yanni on the back a little bit again, so there's no harsh shadows here. It feels even and correct lighting with everything else in the room. Then on the other side we have the aperture 120D coming over and hitting Sarah all here in the front, and again we're losing everything in the back there, but hitting her right here in the front, killing off any shadows, keeping the lighting nice and even. This shot was just placing the camera on sticks, setting it right there, and then we just used all the lighting available to us within the room. So we just had the house lights on and captured it directly in camera that way. So really simple shot. So this shot right here, what we did is simply we put up the blinds here in the back, and so that killed out all the harsh daylight coming in here. Not that we necessarily didn't want daylight, we just didn't want any super harsh lights. It's distracting having those lines coming in all over the bed and the floor, and so we killed that out, put the blinds, flicked them up, and then we used the aperture 120D, shot it right here, these lovely two figures, and so we're getting some nice even lighting here all throughout. However, Yanni is locked here behind Sarah a bit, so we're losing a little bit of him in there, and so what we did is we just had a PA holding a newer light over from the side here, shooting it right in there, had it very low, again had the diffusion plate on there, so we're just getting some more lighting inside here so we can kill out all those harsh shadows, and it just feels nice, even, warm, and inviting. Additionally, for these shots here, we do have the house lights on over here, as you can see, kind of creeping in on his neck as well as the side of Sarah's face here. So we wanted, again, to feel natural, feel real, so the lights in the bathroom should be on, but also we wanted to utilize the lights in there to give us a little bit of a warmer feel. So all the lights, the aperture light and the newer lights we had set on I believe about 44 to 4800 Kelvin the entire time. So everything was really cool lighting because we wanted to have more control in post. It's a lot easier to clean up and kind of maneuver and manipulate, but we did want to have certain scenes having some warm tones to them. And again, so what we did is we utilized the house lights, and those kind of really gave us just a little bit of warm tint in that room, so we have some really nice, warm, inviting skin tones here. And so that's just, again, really adding on to the scene and really bringing home and settling in that feeling of just happiness, joy, warmth, and yeah, just really making it an inviting scene. And so that's really how we lit this whole scene right here. And then actually this specific shot, you can notice it a little bit here with the shadows, but I'm still really happy. We're getting some harsh shadows underneath the necks here, simply because, again, we had the aperture coming this way, and then we had the house lights. We didn't have anything strong getting up underneath here, and so what we did is we set up a newer light right underneath, right about here, and so that was just shooting up in here, killing out the neck shadows and all that stuff. But obviously, as a result of that, as you can see, we're getting a little bit of shadow here from Sarah's arm. Again, project on a budget. It was a sacrifice we were willing to make in order to get this shot. And again, we were really tight on time when it came towards the end of the day. And so we really wanted to just more so focus on getting the shots we wanted. And we're really happy with how these two shots came out. So I'll go ahead and play them out again really quick. Beautiful shots. And then this last shot here, again, same thing. No lights were used, just all the original house lights, had those on. Set the camera on sticks and let it play out. And bam, then we had the beautiful work of Alex Kirshner coming in to make us this Amazon Alexa Echo little motion graphic, because again, this was a spec ad done for Amazon. It wasn't necessarily that we were hired by Amazon to do it, and so we didn't have any of the vector files or anything like that, and so it was really helpful to have my buddy come through strong for the team and create this for us. So again, we can just really kind of have that finalized awesome commercial look that we want to match and kind of be unified and in unison with the branding and everything going on with Amazon and the Alexa Echo. All right, y'all, that's it for this episode. This has been a cinematography breakdown video of my latest spec ad, Alexa Echo commercial. I hope y'all enjoyed, picked up a thing or two. If you have any questions or comments, please list them below. I want to hear from y'all. All right, take care, peace, deuces, and I'll see y'all next time. Say the words. I gotta see it first. I gotta see it first.
3 magic words.
Play it back.
One more time.